Well, you might be saying in your head, um, this is the only thing that I talk about, you know what I'm saying? This is not the only thing that I talk about. Uh, I mean, and and so what? I mean, that what makes me happy, you know what I'm saying? I mean, those are my life experience. I can't avoid them. You know what I'm saying? If you check on some of my profile, I mean, like on my profile pictures, you notice that I have a lot of I have, you know, I call them biography number one and biography number two. So I think I have like uh, eight biography altogether. I'm saying number one. Sometimes like number one includes probably like 5 pages, and then number two 7 pages, on and on and on. So if you're interested, I encourage you to go out there and read it. So this is some of my some of my if you put it that way, my autobiography is just that it's not yet in a written form, you know. But yeah, so actually nothing really happened between Nita and myself. In fact, before I met Nita, right before I met Nita, I have met a girl who came from the south, you know, but she came to Minnesota to her sister, I mean to her mom. I met her at work. I did mention her on my profile, you know, like in fact I sang to her. So if you look carefully, you're seeing it. I'm repeating the same thing. And, you know, we went to work there, a bunch of people, you know what I'm saying. When I still have my Sunday, my Playboy Sundays, right, you know. Excuse me. Sometimes like I'm full of anxiety, and that's the thing I have to learn. I have to learn how to speak slowly, you know, because I do have a lot of things coming out, you know, at one point, and I can't verbalize everything at one point. It takes time. That's typical of me, you know. That's exactly why Jesus said, you know, take time, and you're rushing. I think about it, you're rushing. Take time and do your things. You're gonna destroy yourself. Um, so then, I didn't even read it. First, I went to work, like at an agency. I mean, you have to work through the agency to work your way out to employment. So, but working through agency, it wasn't as bad as having a full time job, because with agency you have some freedom. You know, you can choose to go to work or choose not to go to work. You know what I'm saying? And plus, I was making more for the fact that you know, if I get like, if let's say 2 or 3 or 4 people ride with me, you know, they pay me to and fro, you know, for one person. I think I should get like $4 for one person. You know what I'm saying? So if you calculate that and average that, I was making more than them. But so this one time we were driving like far off, man, like 2 hours drive. It was like during the winter time, it was snowing. Like I said earlier, my car is really good you know, in driving in snow. You know what I'm saying? So so I took these bunch of people out there. I wasn't the only one driving on, but we were so many that you have to have a lot of different cars. So I saw Rita. She was looking so different. Her hair was so beautiful, and nice looking. She was young looking, and so I didn't say a word. And then, you know, usually we go to ATA. That was the agent name of the agency, right? ATA in the morning, like 5 o'clock in the morning, line up for work. Or if you work in the afternoon, then you go there about 2 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? The line for work. But in this particular case, I was working in, I think, in the afternoon. So I used to drive them, and then one time I drove Nita to work. I drove Rita to work. You know, she must have happened to be the only person in my car. You know, so we have to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and then, you know, a time goes by. You know, I'm just trying to summarize the whole thing. A time goes by. You know, we one time I was driving her back at home, because we get to work like 11 at night. So when we get to work, I have to drive her. You know, so even though she could take a bus, hey, I'm going the same direction. So, and I like the girl. So one time we were driving. You know, we're driving as we got to Robbinsdale, where ATA office was. As we got there, passing through Robbinsdale, passing through by the office, I just said, well, you know, Rita, you know, if I was not that it would, I mean, if you were not that young, you know, because I know I'm much older than you know what I'm saying, I would have asked you for a date. And I previously asked her how old was she, and she told me she was 21. When she looks like 17, she really looks 17, right? But it don't bother me. So I drove her home. This is what I used to do: drive her home, you know, to home, drive her home, and then yeah, I don't want to go into reading now, but it didn't really last. So we got together. We went to the movies and to the restaurant, and then one night, and I would say I don't know what happened. What happened? You know, maybe she figured that I wasn't interested in her because, um, I mean, as far as when it comes to treating a lady nicely, I learned all that in the state. Even you know, like opening doors and cars doors and putting your seats and you know talking to your woman in bed. You know after you have sex and stuff. There, I guess that's what happened. You know what I'm saying. After that, you know what I'm saying. After that, you know, I got up and went to the living room. You know, I left her by herself, and since then I didn't see her. So I guess I was just analyzing the whole situation, why I said that she behaved the way she behaved. So anyway, that was Rita. So going back to Nita now. I mean, nothing really happens, and then who did I meet after her? Yeah, and then I stayed with Stacy for. Stacy was another girl that I met. Actually, she was the one that wanted me. You know, at one time I went to visit this friend of mine. Well, he's an associate of mine, Nigerian dude, who was married to an American girl. They have, you know. So I went there to visit them, and his friend, and then his wife, you know, the Nigerian dude's wife, friend stays about there, you know what I'm saying? And I was going upstairs to take a piss, and then she told her friend, you know, and then Stacy told my friend's wife that, oh, who's the guy? I mean, it was summertime, right? I had the shorts and stuff. You know, oh, he has a beautiful leg or something like that. And the wife came upstairs and told me, right? And and she said, well, Stacy wants your number. I said, well, you know, but however, I don't know what happened, but I think she got my number. But I mean, Stacy would call me, and she would call and call and call and call. What am I saying though? She would call and call and call. Yeah, and then you know, what I'm saying, I just want to spend time on the people that I really spend time with, and the ones that really meant something to me. You know what I'm saying? So. And then when Nina and myself broke up, I mean, that's the divorced girl now I'm talking about. So the real girlfriend that I met after that, the real girlfriend that I met after that was Michelle. Was a white girl. Michelle was a white girl. I met Michelle. I was living in this apartment, you know, and this one lady, she was a big side kind of lady. She had a problem. I think she had diabetes or something like that. And Michelle used to come over there to treat her. Michelle, she works with elderly people at an elderly home. You know, she had want to be a doctor, but I think she gave up. Like too, at one point I wanted to be a doctor, but I was, you know, too old. So not that, but I had a lot of things on my mind. So she was telling me that, oh, you know what, I have this one young girl, white girl coming here, you know, to treat me. Maybe I'm going to introduce you to her. So, yeah. And then it happened one time, you know, Michelle came to treat her, and then she called me over, right? I sat there. And then, you know, Michelle and myself, we went to my apartment. It was just like coming from this door to that door, you know what I'm saying? So we sat there. It was I mean it was okay. We sat there and talk and then she went home, and then we got each other numbers. By the time you know, before we looked, we were going to restaurants and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? One time I took her to a restaurant, and the funny thing was while I was get ready to pay. She said, no, can just forget it. I'm gonna put it on my credit card. I said, no, I'm a man. I'm the man. I'm paying. I'm paying. Don't worry, I'm paying. She said, keep your money. I'm talking about Michelle Klein. That's her name, Michelle Klein. I don't know if I try to look for your name on the Facebook. On Facebook, I can't find you, baby. I can't find you. So then she said she's gonna pay for it. I said, okay, cool, cool. And then, but one thing with Michelle, when she comes to my house, I will make my place like cozy with candle lights, all over. You know what I'm saying? She's the kind of girl that like kissing. Michelle like to kiss. Michelle and myself would kiss for like hours. I mean, lying there on the bed, kissing. I mean, like we will have our mouth in each other's mouth, and then we sleep. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, and sleep. I need someone to make me real laugh because I can't laugh at myself. And then she would say, "Oh, you're a very experienced person." You know what I'm saying? I didn't tell her my age though, but she could see I was experienced. I was an experienced lover. And then, so every time she comes to my place, like, but the weird thing about Michelle is that she never once take me to her place. You know what I'm saying? That's the two white girls that I dated in Minneapolis. Pam and Michelle did that thing, right? I mean, like, Pam didn't want to show me her place. I mean, what do you think? I'm a nigger who want to burglarize her place after seeing it? No, I'm a different kind of nigger. I'm a different kind of character. Maybe you have experienced something like that before, bro. You can bring it. I mean, Michelle was the same way. You know what I'm saying? She didn't want to take me there, so she was saying she was in love with this guy. He's not over. They're not over yet. So like she would always talk about him. You know what I'm saying? But she suffocated me a lot. Michelle suffocated me a lot. She was like probably like 20 minutes distance from where I was, and then on a break, she would call me. It's like I was vulnerable. She knows what time I get from work. She knows what time I get off from work, and she knows when I'm home to call me. So it was like every time she calls me, it's like I answer the phone. And when I answer the phone, then she wanna come over. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes when she call, I don't answer the phone. I have my own call ID, so. You know what I'm saying? So it was like that. And then suffocation. Can I come to your place? And then when I get from work, I'm usually tired, but just for having company, I would just tell her come over, and when she comes over, sometimes we have sex and kiss, and then she'll go back.